All right, time to jump into something pretty cool data SIM cards, but for boats. Staying connected while you're out on the water.
Yeah, it's amazing how connected we can be these days, even miles offshore.
Totally. And to help us navigate this deep dive, we've got Marine Data Solutions, experts in all things maritime internet. So get ready to learn a thing or two about staying connected out there.
Absolutely. I think you might even surprise yourself with what's possible these days. It really wasn't that long ago that being on a boat meant totally disconnecting.
Yeah, no more of that. So first things first, what exactly is a data SIM card? And why are they so great for boats?
Well, a data SIM card, it's basically a way to get internet access without needing an actual phone line. So just internet.
Yeah.
No phone calls necessary.
Got it. So it's like having a dedicated internet connection just for my laptop or tablet out on the boat.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I'm seeing that Marine Data Solutions, they offer different plans, even unlimited data SIM cards. What are people using all that data for out on the water?
Well, people are using it for all sorts of things. Streaming movies, video chatting with family back home. Some folks are even running their entire businesses from their boats these days.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
I hadn't even considered that.
Oh, and telemedicine is becoming more and more popular too.
Telemedicine on a boat?
Yeah. Imagine having a virtual doctor's appointment right from your cabin.
That's wild. Especially for longer trips or if you're, sailing in more remote areas. That could be a real game changer. But all of that streaming and video calls, that sounds pretty data heavy.
Yeah.
Are these connections actually reliable when you're out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, that's a great question. Reliability is absolutely key. And that's one of the areas where Marine Data Solutions really stands out. They're laser focused on providing really consistent high-speed internet no matter where you are. Obviously, you'll need a good router to handle multiple devices if you've got a crew.
For sure.
What?
We'll definitely have to talk more about routers a little bit later. Okay, so unlimited data sounds amazing, but I'm guessing not everyone needs quite that much. What if you're just using your boat for more basic stuff, like navigation or checking emails?
You're right, unlimited isn't always necessary. Marine Data Solutions also offers beta-only SIMs. So these are perfect for people who just need internet access without all the extra features.
So that's a good option if you're not planning on having a movie marathon out on the open sea. Makes sense. Speaking of speed, though, let's talk about 5G. I know it's been a game changer for internet on land, but I'm curious about how 5G actually works on a boat. Does it even reach that far? I mean, when I think 5G, I picture those cell towers that you see all over cities. I'm having a hard time picturing that out on the ocean.
Right, you don't really see those traditional 5G towers out at sea. But 5G is a really versatile technology. What makes it so powerful is that it can actually use a variety of different frequency bands. So while those towers are great for cities, 5G can also tap into lower frequency bands that travel much farther.
So even if I can't see a cell tower, those lower frequency 5G signals, they can still reach my boat miles from shore.
Right. Exactly. And in some coastal areas, you might even find that providers are installing 5G equipment on things like offshore platforms to boost coverage even more for boaters.
Oh, that's interesting. So if I'm understanding this right, the key to actually getting 5G on a boat is having a device that can pick up on those far-reaching 5G signals.
You got it. And that's where something like the Peplink Max BR1 Pro 5G router really comes in. It's specifically designed to handle marine environments and can access those lower frequency 5G bands, bringing super fast internet right to your boat.
Okay, so we've got the data SIM cards, we've got a powerful router, but you mentioned earlier that coupling routers are especially good for rough waters. I'm wondering what kinds of challenges do these routers actually have to overcome out there?
Well, imagine this. You're sailing along, maybe you hit a big wave, and your signal drops out momentarily. A regular router might just give up. But Peplink routers have some pretty neat features built in, things like bandwidth bonding and failover to keep things running smoothly.
Okay, those sound pretty technical. What do those features actually do?
So bandwidth bonding, it basically combines multiple different internet sources. So that could be your cellular data, Wi-Fi, whatever you've got. It combines them to create one super fast and reliable connection. Think of it like having multiple lanes on a highway for your data, so there's always a clear path to travel.
Oh, so even if one lane gets blocked, the data can just reroute to another lane and keep going.
Precisely. And then failover takes that idea a step further. If your primary internet connection goes down entirely, the router automatically switches over to your backup connection. That might be your phone's data, for example. So you're never truly offline.
Wow, so these routers are like little internet superheroes. They're ready for anything the ocean throws at them.
You could say that.
Okay, so we've covered data SIM cards, powerful routers, and even 5G on boats. But earlier you hinted at something even more amazing, fiber optic level speeds on a boat. I have to be honest, I'm a little skeptical. How is that even possible? I mean, I get how fiber optic internet works on land with those cables running underground, but how do you run a cable to a boat that's out in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah, you don't. That's where things get really futuristic. We're talking about Starlink Maritime. It's a satellite internet system that can deliver speeds comparable to fiber optic connections.
Wait, Starlink? Like Elon Musk's company that's been launching all those satellites?
That's the one. And what's really cool about Starlink Maritime is how it integrates with those data SIM cards. It's like the ultimate dream team for boat internet. Starlink gives you that blazing fast primary connection via satellite, and then the data SIM card acts as a backup. Or you can use it to boost your connectivity in areas with a strong cellular signal.
So it's like getting the best of both worlds. You got that satellite internet speed, and then you have that cellular data reliability as a backup. That sounds like the perfect setup for some seriously smooth sailing internet-wise. What are people actually doing with this kind of speed on a boat, though?
Oh, the possibilities are endless. We're seeing people use it for everything: high-definition video conferencing, streaming live events. Some people are doing real-time data analysis for navigation, even gaming with virtually no lag. It's really changing the way people work, relax, and explore on the water.
I have to admit, I'm pretty blown away by all of this. It sounds like maritime internet has come a long way from those days of slow, unreliable connections.
Yeah.
So for our listeners who are ready to step up their boating experience, what should they do?
The first step is to just think about how you really see yourself using the internet on your boat. Do you want to stream movies under the stars? Do you need to work from your boat? Maybe you just want to make sure you've got a rock-solid connection for your navigation system. Whatever it is, figure out your needs.
Right, start with the needs. Then what?
Then head over to Marine Data Solutions website. They have a whole team of experts there that can help you choose the right data SIM card plan, the best router for your needs, and they can even walk you through setting everything up. They actually even offer expert installation in South Florida. So if you're not a tech person, you don't have to worry about any of the details.
So whether you're a tech whiz or you just want someone to take care of everything, Marine Data Solutions has got you covered.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. Data SIM cards, 5G on the high seas, powerful routers, and even the mind-blowing world of Starlink Maritime. What a deep dive.
It's incredible how much technology is evolving and pushing those boundaries of what's possible, even out on the open water.
For sure. For our listeners who are ready to explore the world of seamless maritime internet, check out Marine Data Solutions. They are the one-stop shop for staying connected and making the most of your time out on the water.
Happy sailing. And may your internet connection always be strong.
And that wraps up another deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those connections strong.
Yeah, when I think 5G, I picture all those cell towers in cities. Like, how does that even work out on the ocean?
Right. You're not going to see those big towers out at sea. But the thing about 5G is it's actually a pretty versatile technology. What makes it so powerful is that it can use a lot of different frequency bands. So those towers are great for, densely packed areas like cities.
Yeah.
But 5G can also use these lower frequency bands that can travel a lot farther.
So even if I can't see a tower, those signals can still reach my boat.
Exactly. And, in some coastal areas, you might even see providers starting to install 5G equipment on offshore platforms.
Oh, wow.
To kind of boost that coverage specifically for boaters.
So it seems like the key to getting 5G on a boat is having a device that can tap into those lower frequency bands.
That's exactly right. And that's where something like the Peplink Max BR1 Pro 5G router comes in. It's designed specifically for these marine environments, and it can access those lower frequency 5G bands to bring those super fast speeds to your boat.
Okay, so we've got the data SIM cards, we've got this powerful router. But you mentioned earlier that Peplink routers are especially good for rough waters. I'm curious, what kind of challenges do those routers have to overcome out there?
Well, think about it.
Right.
You're sailing along, you hit a big wave, your signal drops out for a second. A regular router might just, completely give up, and you're stuck offline.
Right.
Peplink routers have these really cool features called bandwidth bonding and failover.
Okay.
Those help to keep your connection running smoothly, even in those tough conditions.
So bandwidth bonding and failover, they sound pretty intense. What do they actually do?
Okay, so bandwidth bonding. It basically combines multiple internet sources.
Yes.
So think your cellular data, maybe some Wi-Fi from a Marona, whatever you've got. It pulls them all together and creates this one super fast, reliable connection. Like having multiple lanes on a highway for your data.
So even if one lane gets blocked, the data can just reroute and keep going?
Exactly. And then failover takes that idea one step further. If your primary internet connection, let's say cellular data, completely goes down, the router automatically switches over to your backup connection, maybe a phone's hotspot or something like that. So you're never really truly offline.
These routers are like built to withstand anything.
Pretty much.
Okay, so we've got these data SIM cards, these super powerful routers that can handle anything. We've talked about 5G on boats. But earlier you mentioned something even crazier, like fiber optic internet speeds on a boat. Now, I have to admit, I'm pretty skeptical. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
I mean, I get how fiber optic works on land with the cables and all that, but how do you get a cable out to a boat in the middle of the ocean?
You don't. That's where this gets really cool. We're talking about Starlink Maritime. It's a satellite internet system. Oh, okay.
That can deliver speeds that are actually comparable to fiber optic connections.
Wait, Starlink? Like the Elon Musk Starlink?
Yeah.
Like the satellites?
Yeah, exactly. And what's really remarkable is how Starlink Maritime integrates with those data SIM cards that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, cool.
So it's like the ultimate dream team for internet on boats. Starlink gives you that super fast primary connection through the satellite.
Okay.
And then the data SIM card, it acts as a backup. Or you can use it in areas that have a strong cellular signal to kind of boost your connectivity even more.
So you get the best of both worlds. You get the speed of satellite internet, but then you have the reliability of the cellular data as a backup. That sounds amazing. I mean, what are people doing with that kind of speed on a boat, though?
Oh man, the possibilities are pretty much endless.
Sure.
We're seeing people do everything from high-definition video conferencing to streaming live events. Some people are using it for real-time data analysis, for navigation, even gaming with basically zero lag. It's really changing the way people experience life on the water. That's wild.
Yeah.
I am honestly pretty blown away by all of this. It seems like maritime internet has come a long way from, those days of like spotty connections and waiting forever for things to load. So
Yeah.
for our listeners who are out there who are thinking, all right, I want to upgrade my boating experience, what should they do?
Well, the first thing I would say is think about how you actually want to be using the internet on your boat.
Oh.
Do you want to be able to like stream movies under the stars? Do you need to be able to work from your boat? Maybe you just want a super reliable connection for your navigation system. Whatever it is, kind of nail down what you need first.
So figure out your needs first,
And then,
and then head over to the Marine Data Solutions website.
okay.
They have a team of experts over there who can help you pick out the right data SIM card plan, the best router for your situation. They can even walk you through setting it all up. And they even offer expert installation down in South Florida.
That's awesome.
So whether you're super tech savvy or you just want someone to handle everything for you, they've got you covered. Awesome. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. Data SIM cards, 5G on the high seas, these super powerful routers that can handle anything, and even the mind-blowing world of Starlink Maritime. It's been an incredible deep dive.
It really is amazing to see how much technology is changing the boating world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, for all of our listeners out there who are ready to explore this world of seamless maritime internet, definitely check out Marine Data Solutions.
Yeah, they're a great resource.
All right, that wraps up another deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those connections.